Hey everyone, this is Bacon, Bibles, and Barbells. We were talking about the Arnold Classic today. Blah, 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 blah. You know, the fun thing about doing this live is you can't just cut stuff out. Sorry. We're going to just keep going with it. What do you think, guys?
Yep.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Thanks, Powercaster. Yeah. We're talking. Yeah, hey, and for all of our listeners, like, who's that new person? We've got a new co-host, Amanda Croker. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you guys so much for asking me to join. I'm excited.
Awesome. You mind telling us a little bit about yourself and your fitness background?
Sure. I'm 28. I'm a wife of Anthony Croker. I've got a son who's 10, and I homeschool. I own my own business, so that's my daily life. I grew up in gymnastics. I was a gymnast for 12 years. Wanted to go to the Olympics, but I injured myself out far before I was ready for that. So then it was high school stuff, volleyball, track, cheerleading for a little while. Got out of it for a while I had my son when he was little, and recently got into CrossFit a couple years ago, and then it's kind of turned into, my son calls it power building. It's powerlifting with kind of a bodybuilding twist to it. So,
very cool.
So I can lift heavy but still not look real fat. So that's a good thing.
Whoa,
but,
easy there.
Okay. The truth is
some of us pride themselves. Yeah.
It's called being fluffy, right? Right, Josh?
Well, I know for me it's just called having enough food. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great to have you on the show. We're really excited. We took a couple of weeks off to get some planning done, and I think that we've got a lot of exciting, fun things set ahead for the show. But anyways, Josh, give us a little update. How was your week going?
My week was good.
Cool.
As some of you might know, my birthday wasn't too long ago. It was about a month ago. And for my birthday, a friend of mine decided to get me a lifting belt.
Okay.
And it just took so long, but it finally arrived today. It's a Inzer lever belt.
Nice.
It's 10 millimeters thick.
Very cool.
It's pretty good. And
I love
green.
the lever belt. Nice.
Now,
neon green.
Neon green.
That's right.
Now, 10 millimeters, is that the right size for, I guess, 10 millimeters, is that more meant for, how do I say this? Your build, size, height?
Well, 10 millimeters is what's allowed in most powerlifting federations.
Oh, really? So they don't allow 13?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did not know that. Cool. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
It's got the new belt smell.
Well, it's still at our house. I'm gonna get it like this Friday, I think.
Nice.
And, yeah.
That's cool.
Now, so you haven't used it yet.
What's that? No, I have not used it yet.
Okay.
Prepare for
Just be ready. Be ready that when you use it for the first week or two, you are going to have bruises on your body.
Oh, I'm fine with that. I like bruises.
Yeah. It just takes a while to break that leather in.
All right.
And this is why I don't own a belt. No, it's not. Not really.
No, you need a belt, brother. You need a belt.
I'm also thinking about picking up knee sleeves from Ray-Ban.
Okay.
And
fancy.
And some wrist straps soon.
Yeah, I got some.
You might actually be a power lifter one day.
Yeah, I got the cheap wrist straps. They could come in really handy when I'm doing overhead press. Yeah. But that's cool, dude.
Trying to get to that 1500.
Yeah.
So what's going on with you, Dave?
Not much. Working on a new gym because their daycare services allow for younger children. So every time we drop the baby off, I'm like, doing the Rocky pose out the door. And I think my wife is like, do I have to let her go? And I'm like, yes, we can go gym now. So it's been good and bad. The gym we're going to is not as nice as the one we're used to, so they're missing a few things. They've got this cage that is one piece of really rickety steel that really, it's like, I could push it over, and it's not like connected, it's not bolted to the ground or anything, and so it's I get a little nervous around it, but that's the only thing they have for compound lifting, and we've been doing starting strength for a month now. And it's been good. It's also been frustrating because when all the lifts involve your back, except for when your back's involved in multiple lifts, 3 times a week, my back's just been getting really tired and worn out. Mainly because my form sucks for squats, so I'm working on that as well. But that's my week. How about you, Power Pastor?
Yeah, my week. You know what? Things have been going really well for me. My training seems to be coming together, and I've had a couple of PRs recently. I hit a 515-pound deadlift PR.
Wow. And
that made me feel very, very good. And then I just today I hit a rep PR on squat. I hit 405 for 7.
Wow.
And I tell you, that seventh rep was rough. I'm not doing cardio. This year it's all about the 600-pound deadlift, brother. I'm gonna get it. So yeah, things seem to be going well. I'm squatting 6 days a week. I'm deadlifting twice. My shoulder's feeling better. My bench seems to be doing all right. Nothing super there, but I'm rehabbing my shoulder, and things are good.
Cool. And Amanda, how about you?
I probably had one of the worst workouts I've had in a long time yesterday. And I think it's probably due to me being sick last week. Mm-hmm. And whenever I'm sick, I try not to do a lot of lifting because, especially with head colds, I get kind of dizzy and I don't want to fall when I have all that weight. So I did a lot of cardio trying to get everything out of my lungs, just kind of sweat out the sickness, and did a lot of resting and napping. So that was nice last week, but it made for a really bad workout yesterday. And just could not get all the reps on my squats. But talking with a bunch of people in the BBB while I was working out, I was so frustrated I was posting while I was working out and got a lot of really good suggestions that helped carry me through the rest of the workout. So I got through it, but it was rough. And today was better. So I think I'm looking up from here since I'm not sick anymore.
That's cool. Usually what helps me push through a PR is I'll mention something like Christmas, and then Power Pastor or Mike will just start tearing that argument or that topic apart, and gets me really just full of the Holy Spirit, and I get to throw so much weight around. It's awesome.
Hey, brother! If it's about Christmas, it's not the Holy Spirit. Sorry,
I don't know what else to call it.
I think we have it. No, easy there. I'm not a covenanter.
I know.
We have a Christmas tree. We dance around it. We bow. We offer sacrifices. We're normal, okay?
There we go. And see that offers such a great segue to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes,
people.
I want to because I'm strong.
Yes. Well, I was going to say because he's got a huge statue of himself in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm pretty sure a few have bowed to it. So, that is the topic. And why, Power Pastor? Why are we talking about the Arnold Classic this episode?
Oh, because the Arnold Classic comes around every year, and you know what? This year I'm going.
Oh yeah,
I got my tickets, and it's got to be one of the biggest, sporting events in the country. Mm-hmm. Probably the closest you can get to a real international competition. Right here in the U.S. every single year. And it's only 3.5 hours away from me. So I'm pumped.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. They have this thing called the Fitness EXPO. So, usually when I think Arnold the Arnold Classic, I think of, last guy who won the Arnold is Dexter Jackson. So it's mainly known for its bodybuilding competitions, right? Dennis Wolf won it a few times, Branch Warren, Kai Green. A lot of the guys that also compete in the Olympia compete in the Arnold Classic. And and so you don't think anything besides bodybuilding, but actually there's this thing called the Fitness EXPO, which is a part of the Classic, but it's separate, and it involves a whole of just different variety of exercise, or not just different, athletic events, strongman, MMA, fencing, archery, powerlifting. Those things all occur, and they're included in the price of admission, which if it's buy two, get one ticket free. So tickets $15 a piece. So, we decided it's a bit of a drive for us. We got some friends near Columbus, Ohio. But we're going to go as well, sort of make it a little bit of a meetup. And excited. It's going to be going on next, I believe, not next, no, a week from Thursday. Yeah. So next Thursday through Saturday, or Sunday, actually.
Well, when this episode drops, It'll be in just a few days.
Yep. It'll be exciting. Yep.
So excited.
Yeah. Yep. Well, see, Arnold won his first gold medal in U.S. For Mr. World in Columbus, Ohio, and that's why they have it there.
So, for anybody who doesn't know, like me, who is Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Dude, I don't even know if you can play like that, Josh. Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the reason that we all do this. We all saw him as kids in some movie, Commando, Terminator, Predator, you name it, and we all said, except for Amanda, we all said that we want to look like him.
No, I don't want to look like him.
I said except for Amanda. That's right. But Arnold has been an inspiration in the area of fitness in the United States. In fact, he was on the fitness council for the first President Bush back in that term from 89 to 93 or whatever that was. So he's a big deal.
Yeah, apparently that's what they tell me.
He was governor of your state there, Josh. Sorry.
Oh, you know what? I did recognize the name.
Governator.
Well, see, California politics being being what it is, I wouldn't want to know much anyway. So,
I see.
Yeah, but no, he's been in a lot of movies. Some of them awesome, some of them not crazily awesome. But he just saw the last one, Terminator Genesis, I think it was, and I was actually really impressed with how he still got it. He still got the acting chops. I thought that being in politics and frankly somewhat losing some of his gains from what I'd seen in pictures, that he's done. But no, he came back and he actually pulled off a pretty decent Terminator. So that was pretty cool.
Excellent.
Fun stuff. So yeah, we've talked about bodybuilding on the podcast a few times. I had attempted to go down that route in a natural format, just watching my diet, trying to get down below 12% body fat, and doing more of the bodybuilder split, right, where you've got different body part each day. I guess you could call it powerbuilding, yeah. Where it was compound lifts and lower reps, but a lot of the people you'll see at the Arnold Classic that are known as bodybuilders, well, first off, they're not natural bodybuilders as much as they'd like to admit it.
Say it ain't so.
I'm sorry. Maybe we should. Spoiler alert.
Tell me you can't look like that without using steroids.
Well,
what about Arnold?
He went to GNC.
He got that Celtec.
He did. No. Yeah, he went to Jared's. No, I wish you could do it natural. We all saw what happened to me. Not much, but so we should talk about it a little bit. Because like Power Pastor mentioned, a lot of the reason, well, I know for me, Arnold was one of the things, I got a picture of him up on the fridge, sort of a motivational thing. When you think about steroid use and exercise, because it's not only used in bodybuilding, it's definitely, I think most sports, there definitely have been abuse of that, and also in all different sports, right?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
get in trouble, and other people just don't.
Yeah, I mean, my guess is, I mean, now maybe I'm just being cynical, but if there's money available and you're talking at the professional elite levels of all sports, there's drug use.
Right.
Including curling.
Hey, you got to cut up that ice, man. You never know how much a little shot could help you out.
I mean, just even if it doesn't help with strength, it helps with recovery. Mm-hmm. All those kinds of things. I mean, it's there. They got.
I mean, it's not just testosterone for building muscle, but they got substance abuse and burning fat as well. And it's crazy some of the stuff you can use. But the funny thing is that there are areas in the country where it's legal, and I think we should ask the question, because I've seen it on a few different websites, and it's come up in the group I think at least once. Is taking steroids a sin? And let's start with that discussion point. Who wants to tackle that first?
Let's give it to the Power Pastor first.
And then we'll go up behind him and be like, well, let me add to what you had to say, Pastor Guy.
I mean, okay. So all my cards on the table. I would not take steroids because they're illegal. Mm-hmm. That is the bottom line. It would be, they are. I think they're punished just like having cocaine and other drugs. I mean, they're considered a narcotic. Mm-hmm. Do I personally think, having researched things, do I think that they're that dangerous? No. Do I think that, they're actually, the war on drugs has succeeded in eradicating these things? No. But in order to use them, I mean, especially at the kinds of levels that you would need to have, good results, you'd have to break laws. You'd have to break laws, and more than just the whole, well, I drive 5 miles over the speed limit sometimes.
Right.
More than that. I mean, we're talking federal laws, and it's not about whether or not we agree with them. It's, as Christians, I mean, I don't see any way around it, in this country.
At this point in time.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's my hope.
Yeah.
So that brings up the question then. If they were legal, would it still be a sin to take steroids?
That, I think, is a more interesting question, right? I mean, we can always just throw it out there, it's illegal. And so I think the general response that some people would want to give is that, of course, it would still be wrong. It's a drug. It's altering the way God made you, and so on and so forth. That begins to be a less convincing argument to me. Mm-hmm. Whether it's just because we all take various types of medication, the very same steroids that are illegal, you can go down to the doctor and get prescribed. Does that make, is it wrong to take them if you're prescribed because you have low testosterone or whatever? That becomes a much, much more interesting question to me. And while I would say that I think some drugs that really do actually damage you, are wrong whether they're legal or not. I personally couldn't say the same thing about steroids.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could say processed foods could, I'm just saying
well, look, I mean,
if you want to go there,
state where raw milk is illegal.
Right. Yep.
And it's good for you.
Right.
But it's absolutely illegal. And do I know people who illegally buy raw milk? Well, I'm not gonna. Of course not. I don't know those people. I'm a pastor. I don't know any lawbreakers.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, it's not. I would say it's a little bit of a more dangerous law to break at this point. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just something you got. I would say to add on to that. I don't know. I think it'd be really cool if it was made legal, and if it was one of those things where, hey, you're not having to go to some back someone's garage to get their weirdly, they created it. You don't know everything about how you get it now. Just screams that there's going to be issues with, like, unless you spend the big money, you're going to be getting someone's weird concoction that you're not quite sure what's going to help you or going to hurt you. So I don't know. I feel like if it was legalized, it'd be a lot it'd be a lot safer and hopefully a lot cheaper as well. And of course, then we got to go into the fact of, so how is it going to help you with your goals, right? So if you're a baseball player and it's not legal for you to use it, then obviously you still can't take them. And same with powerlifting. Certain powerlifting federations are tested and others are not. So I guess it all depends on those rules as well, not necessarily just the federal rules, right?
Yeah, so I mean, now we should put the disclaimer out there. Look, first of all, these are our opinions, and please don't bind what we say to the Bacon, Bibles, and Barbells generally,
right,
or to, the people that, are shadowy overlords who are over us. So I would say that first. The other thing I would say is that if they were legal, I think it would fall into that area of adiaphora. Mm-hmm. Adiaphora is the word that's used to describe things that are indifferent. For some people, it really could be sin. For others, it would not be sin. I would throw out the notion of the legalizing of marijuana. Now, in my state, it's not a question. It's illegal. But in other states, is it wrong for a Christian to how do they take marijuana? Smoke. Drink? Smoke. Marijuana. I think that's a harder question to answer, and that it's one that's left up to each conscience. Look,
sure. Nancy
Reagan ingrained into my head to dare to say no say no to drugs, but younger generations like you guys, you don't have quite that same thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Mrs. Bush had to say about marijuana. I don't think she had much to say about it. So
she said you should.
I have a question about the steroids. Is the roid rage a real thing? If so, that would go into play with whether it should be a sin or not. Because if it makes you into an angry, rageful person, then that would be not okay.
Right.
But I don't know if that's a real thing or just a myth or.
So I've read a number of places where it is not it's a myth, but it could also be. When it comes to, who you bought the stuff from, how it was made, what's in the stuff, what they're taking. I think you'd have to be real specific and figure out what's, because there's so many different types of steroids.
Sure. Yeah. Well. And another thing to keep in mind is that each person reacts differently to it.
Yep.
It's like alcohol, right? If you take alcohol, some people it brings out something in them. Other people it makes them a little quieter. All I will say is that the underground steroid market in the United States among the average gym goer is a multi-billion-dollar situation. And we don't see roid rage to the level that we would expect when they, all the statistics point to the fact that the average person buying steroids illegally is your average gym goer.
Yep.
We sort of skipped the events that we intend to go see. Go ahead. Well, what do the steroids do?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So steroids.
What do steroids do?
At the very base level, your body, so thinking about an average male body, will produce, let's say, 500 millisomethings of of testosterone, and if you're putting into your body 1,000 milligrams of testosterone, you're doubling your strength, your potential for strength. And so it increases strength, it increases recovery. You can go longer in the gym, you can go harder in the gym.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, bodybuilders, when they're actually training, they'll train twice a day, in the morning and at night. And because of the drugs that they're on, they'll be totally recovered and able to train later that night, and still grow, more and more muscle. And they end up having a higher fat-free muscle index, just because they're adding on muscle over and over and over again. Among natty lifters. Natural lifters, usually you have this, the newbie gains, and then it's not an accurate, exact graph, but every year after your first, maybe your second year, it cuts in half how much muscle you put on naturally until you're putting on maybe a pound or two or a few ounces each year, after like 7 or 8 years. But when you're taking steroids, those newbie gains there's no slowing down. You just keep getting this 25 pounds of muscle, and it can get disgusting, which is honestly one of the things that Arnold has been really speaking out against. The death of the desire for aesthetics, and more just the desire to be as naturally huge as you possibly can. And there are some really interesting videos of him I think last year at the Classic, you look at his face, he's giving the guy his award. He had this disgusted look on his face. And when he was done, he walked off stage and he went to the news, and he was like, yeah, he didn't deserve the medal. I mean, we got to do something about the ratio of chest to arms to calf muscles. We've kind of lost it.
This year, they're actually, I think it's this year now, with a new category because of that.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to get back to. So when Arnold was lifting in the 70s, and obviously, he also was enhanced with steroids, but the levels that he took were less than the levels they're taking now. And the goal was to get as slim of a waist as possible, and as big of a chest. I think Arnold's waist was like 28 inches, when he went to competition, which was me at like 12. So, I think they're coming out with a whole new category just for that reason.
Yeah. If you were to look at a picture of Frank Zane, and you compare that to, like Phil Heath, like one is like, that actually looks good. And the other one's like, wow, it's like, it's kind of nasty. So, I mean, my personal opinion, but that's the Phil Heath, that's considered, it's the best of the best. So,
he's the gift.
He is. Yep. So they're trying to fix some of that. And I'm not sure if Arnold Classic is tested, but I know the Olympia is tested, which is funny because they're all on steroids. So even if it's tested, you can break the test, or you can get around it. It's it doesn't mean anything anymore. So but that's cool, and that's what we're looking forward to. I don't know, Power Pastor. I think it actually costs more to see the bodybuilding part of the show, so I'm not going to be going to see it. I'm looking forward to the powerlifting part, and maybe and the strongman. I've never actually seen a strongman competition live.
So I was looking at the schedule today. The mornings on Friday and Saturday are all powerlifting. The afternoons are strongman. So it's going to work out perfectly. I'm bringing at least one of my sons, and we're really looking forward to going and watching really some of the best when it comes to powerlifting, and obviously the best. I mean, the world's strongest man, Brian Shaw, 4-time world's strongest man, Zydrunas Savickas, all kinds of guys are going to be there. I will probably be like a 14-year-old girl trying to get my picture with them. So,
will you sign my bicep, please?
Exactly. I don't want to sign my bicep. I don't think Zydrunas Savickas names would fit on my bicep.
So many words.
My bicep's too small. No. I want a picture next to these guys, so that I can remember how small I am.
Yeah.
You're not small.
But when I get a picture next to these guys, we're gonna see how small I am.
Yeah. No, I'm honestly like at the powerlifting convention. There are two different. I guess there are two different powerlifting events. Anyways, I'm gonna probably just look for those that are my height and just be like, okay, those are the numbers they can lift. There's a goal because I don't know. I think powerlifter. I think Mike. No femurs. I don't think he has femurs. I honestly don't think he does. He just sort of, his kneecaps are there and his butt's there and it's like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, and me, my femurs go for days.
What does he do when he squats?
It's, levitation. It's all focus.
But at your height, Dave, what you're going to see is that the guys of your height are in the 275, 308 class.
Yeah.
So tell Krista that she's got to get ready to love a lot of you.
I'm gonna have to get that California King bed. Oh,
that's
man.
right. Just for you.
This has been a fun episode. It's been fun. So just to recap, we talked about Arnold's coming up. We'll be there. We're going to record part of an episode live while we're there, just walking around, seeing what we see, just talking about it. It'll be fun. And if you, our listener, are in the Columbus area, just perchance, just come by, let us know. We'd love to hang out. This is a chance.
We'll have our
shirts
shirts on.
We will have our shirts on. Yes.
You have your red ones?
I don't have a red one. I'm bitter.
And mine will probably end up being whoever wins the weight loss competition will get mine because we don't have an extra shirt.
So what you're saying is, oh my goodness, the winner will get a pre-worn at the Arnold's T-shirt. Hey, you could try to get Arnold to sign it.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
Man.
That's a great idea.
Look at that. Josh is going to lose weight now.
Yeah, no, I was going to say I'm not eating another bite of anything. This is crash
I'm
diet.
going to go run 10 miles right now.
Yep.
Have fun with that.
All right. That's our closing music. But it's been a fun episode. Anyways, you can find us. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I don't want to scream over the music. You can find us Facebook, Bacon Bibles Barbells, or just search BBB Fam. We're there. Gains and Grace is our Twitter handle, and we try posting all the links to our shows on Twitter as well as our website, which is baconbiblesbarbells.com. Shoot us any questions you might have or anything at all at baconbiblesbarbells@gmail.com. And we have SpeakPipe as well. You can record any of your voicemails or anything like that. baconbiblesbarbells.com/contact. And there's also our voicemail number if you just want to call us the old-fashioned way. But look forward to doing this on a weekly basis now that we're back. Great. Anyone else want to add anything before we wrap up?
Have a good week. Gains and Grace.
Gains and Grace.
Gains and Grace.
Gains and Grace.